திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும்பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். புலியர்கோன் பொழித்த புகலியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் அட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரையந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் மண்ணுரானாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரனே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையம் அண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக தொடர்ந்து நிகழ்ந்து வருகின்ற ஆங்கில தொடர் நிகழ்விலே த ஹோலி டெய்டிஸ் ஆஃப் சைவம் என்கின்ற தலைப்பிலே சைவ மூர்த்தங்களை பற்றிய தொடர் சிந்தனைகளிலே நாம் தி deities of Lord Siva என்கிற அந்த Saivam, and we discussed about the Lord Vinayaka. Subsequently, we discussed about Lord Muruga, and then we started discussing Lord Shiva. The last few sessions, we have been discussing about Lord Shiva with his spouse, otherwise the Shakti, and in the course of discussion we also took the deity of Lord Dakshinamurti for our discussion. The deity Dakshinamurti is the symbol of Jnana Guru. We must be able to understand the Saivam. The concept of Saivam is that the soul will be preached the truth on one day by the Lord Shiva. Either he will come by himself or he may take the form of a human being and he will be present in the presence of the soul. That is face to face. That's what I mean. Face to face. Not a illusion and all. Face to face, physical, the physical phenomenon, that is the soul in its body will be able to understand that the God has come forward to preach the final, the Upadesam. That's what called Upadesam. The preaching at the time of Diksha is called the Upadesam. The human being, the soul, will get cleared of all its doubts during its life. It has yearned lot of doubts, a lot of unanswered questions, all will be answered at that time of the grace of Guru is being poured upon the soul. Without the grace of Guru, soul cannot achieve the grace of Lord Shiva. So, the Saivites believe, not only believing, they have the strongest confidence or a strong belief that the Guru Varul, that is the grace of Guru, is essential for achieving grace of Lord Shiva. In other words, the grace of Guru and the grace of Lord Shiva are not different, they are one and the same in two different forms, as the two sides of a coin. Without the grace of Guru, the grace of Lord Shiva cannot be achieved. As a matter of fact, the grace of Guru is a symptom that the soul has reached a state of receiving the grace of Lord Shiva. Unless otherwise the soul gets the grace of Lord Shiva, it cannot enjoy the bliss of Lord Shiva. Please understand that the souls, once they enjoy the bliss of Lord Shiva, it will never switch over to any other thing in its being. That is the main criteria. But the thing is, why Lord Shiva is not giving the bliss now itself? People may ask, what is that preventing him from giving the bliss to all the souls? It may raise the doubt. But we must understand, he may be ready to shower the bliss, he may be ready to give the bliss, he may be ready to pull in the soul, and he may be ready to shower the grace or the bliss on the soul. But the soul should get qualified for such phenomena or for such occasion. So it lies, the soul should be able to, should be capable of, or should be competent enough, or should be capable of receiving the bliss from Lord Shiva. So the project is, as a matter of fact, preparing the souls to receive the bliss of Lord Shiva, so that souls are with wisdom, but that wisdom is not capable of receiving the bliss of Lord Shiva, unless otherwise the wisdom of the souls should be purified. Then only it will be able to receive the bliss of Lord Shiva. Okay. The eternal bliss will make the soul to plunge into the happiness, and it will never feel any suffering or sorrow or anything. Upper used to say, Inbame ennalum tunbamillai. What is this state? Inbame ennalum tunbamillai. What is this state? This state is the final state the soul has reached to receive the bliss of Lord Shiva, getting away or being removed from the impurities. Once upon a time, the souls were entertaining. So the souls were associating with, they were associating with Anava Malam, and subsequently the Kanma Malam and Maya Malam, both are again impurities. They are being added deliberately by the Lord Shiva to make the anava malam, that is the impurity of ego. It can be called ego, the impurity of ego, to be taken away. To be taken away. It should get ripe. Unless otherwise, it is being in a stage of removal. It cannot be removed all of a sudden. People may ask, once the Lord decides to remove the impurity from the wisdom of the soul, he may do it. Why he waits? What he waits for? Why he is not doing it? Who is going to prevent him? Which is going to be a hurdle for him? There cannot be anything to prevent him or become a hurdle to him. Nothing can be in his way. Then what is that? That prevents him to offer the bliss for all the souls? It is because of the impurity in the wisdom of the souls. So he waits for the removal of the impurity from the wisdom. It cannot be done overnight, all of a sudden. Slowly it has to be removed. So the malam of ego, the impurity of ego, should reach a state of removal, easy removal, rate of easy removal. If you see the tamarind in the tree, the skin cannot be separated from the tamarind. Is it not? Unless otherwise it ripes. Once it gets ripened, when it is becoming ripe, then the skin will be away from the inner flesh. It will be separated from the flesh. It can be very easily broken and the skin can be removed and the tamarind can be taken out. You understand? Likewise, you must understand the ego, the malam of anava, with the soul. The malam of anavam with the soul is like the skin of the tamarind. You understand? So he waits, he gives the opportunities, he just adds two more impurities, kanvam and maya, and makes the ego impurity in the wisdom in a removable state. Now it is in unremovable state. It cannot be removed. Removable state. The removable state, it should reach for removing it. So to attain the state, he is offering the Maya Malam and Kanma Malam, so that the souls can be brought into action. Souls come into action. They were inactive. They were inactive in the encompassing of the ego impurity. Now it started active. It started acting. It became active, and by the way of performance, by the way of acting performance, by doing things, the activities are multiplied, and the souls are doing lot of activities, and they are getting the results out of their activities, and they are suffering, and this make the ego impurity in the wisdom reach the removable state. You understand? So God is with a long project. We may not be able to understand what he does actually. what is he going on with, we may not be able to understand. Some doctors may not share the information of how the treatment is going on and what is the treatment that is going on. All these things they will not share. Some doctors will share what is the problem, what is the treatment proposed, how they are carried out, in what stages they are being carried out, what is expected, and when it is expected to be complete. All these particulars they may be sharing with the patient or sometimes with the relatives of the patient. Is it not? Likewise, Lord Shiva picks up some matured souls and preach them what is to be done and what is going on, what he expects, what is his project. All these things are preached by Lord Shiva in the form of Dakshinamurti. So we must understand the God is not a mum or he is not giving any information. Don't think like that. He wants to make it clear. He wants to, he expects, as a matter of fact, the souls to understand. The souls should first understand what is the motto or main idea of Lord Shiva. In what way he is trying to help us. What's his idea? That we must understand. We should not think that the aim of Lord Shiva is to expect us to earn houses, properties, or fame, name, all these things. No, not at all. His expectations are not like that. Why he is not interested in these things? Because they are not permanent. The soul is going to lose everything. From top to bottom, once it loses its body, it will lose everything. Every identity will be lost. You just imagine a man with a lot of degrees, with a lot of fame, with a lot of name, with a lot of properties. Suppose his soul leaves his body, he dies. What happens to the fame, name, degrees, wealth, everything? You just imagine. There's the wealth, you naturally you can imagine that it will be inherited by their heirs. Okay. But what about the name and other degrees? Suppose if he is a doctor, he dies. Immediately you will say that the son will inherit the doctorship from his father, and here afterwards he is going to be the doctor. The son is going to be the doctor. Can you say that? If the mother is a teacher, can you claim that the son or daughter will be a teacher? No, not at all. See, all these professions, all these name, fame, everything will be lost in a moment, just a second. Everything will be lost. It will come to zero. Then how can he expect, the God can expect the soul to earn all these things in this life? Will he expect the soul to earn all these things which are not stable, which are not permanent? No, not at all. He is not at all concerned whether you earn lot of money, whether you lose a lot of money, whether you earn a good name, whether you earn a doctorship, whether you earn engineeringship. No, he is not worried about that. Have you improved in your wisdom and whether the ego level has gone down compared to the last birth? In this birth, whether the ego level has gone down or it has gone up That is the only criteria he will be worried about. Nothing else. We can summarize everything and say like this statement. He is giving a birth, okay, the soul comes to the stage, it is living here, doing lot of things, making lot of harms to others, and some people will be helpful to others. All these things are totaled up, okay. What is the final result? When the soul leaves the body and when he is declared dead, give me the result. What is the result that the Lord Shiva will be worried about or concerned about? Ego level. Come on, give me the ego level. That's all. Sir, ego level 98.2. Oh, last time 90. Oh, 8.2 raised up. Put him in a dog birth. Put him in a donkey birth. What to do? Level has not gone down, but he has earned a lot of actions, that is Vinay. That is called Vinay, you know. Vinay, deeds. He has earned a lot of deeds. Deeds are to be dissipated. Deeds are to be dissipated only after experiencing them. Okay. By way of experiencing, the ego level should go down. By way of experiencing, if the ego level is not going down, then he will not give human being birth. That is the theory. It is a logical theory. See, you need not believe it, or it is not a hypothetical statement. It is the logical conclusion we can take, isn't it? If he wants to give human being, if he wants to give a birth again as a man or a woman, the decision should be justified. Is it not? If you are taking a decision, if you are taking any decision, it should be justified, isn't it? You justify yourself, isn't it not? I am going to give this fellow 10,000. If you decide it, you must have justified it. Why I must give? In what way it is going to be useful to him, or in what way it is going to be useful to me? All these pros and cons are discussed, and you will come to a conclusion that this action is justified. Unless otherwise it is justified, no use in doing it. Every action should be justified before doing it. If you are not justifying it and if you are doing actions, then you are erring. Your life is a waste. Every action should be justified. If you are going to office, why I am going to office? On first, my bank balance is slowly rising. It gets a shot, it gets a shoot up. Okay, it is justified. Going to office is justified because you are paid. Why should I go to my relative house? If I go to my relative house, I will get a good meals, which I am not getting nowadays. Justified. Okay, go ahead. So, all our actions are justified. And if the God wants you to give again a human being life, will he not seek the reasons for justifying it? புழுவாய் பிறக்கினும் புண்ணியா, இப்பிறவி தப்பினால் எப்பிறவி வாய்க்குமோ, பிறவாமை வேண்டும் மீண்டும் பிறப்புண்டேல். Just discuss or just think over or just brood over these statements by our mentors, our gurus. So, this birth, some or other it is being justified, and he gave us this human being, and we are all human beings. our souls are inside, and we must see to it that once our life comes to a closure, the God should get convinced. He should be convinced, okay, this fellow has used the human being life usefully. He has used it positively. He has used it creatively. The ego level has gone down. Nothing wrong in giving him again a human life. Why not? We can give him in a more favorable circumstantial situation. We may give him another birth. Is it not? Okay. So all these things will be understood only if we understand what God expects out of us. That expectation is being displaced as a sin muttirai by his right hand. Sin muttirai, it is called sin muttirai. What is sin muttirai? Sit muttirai sign. He is showing a sign with his right hand. See his palm, right hand. The left, the corresponding left hand is holding some palm leaves. Let it be there. Instead of a bouquet, people will be holding palm leaves in the olden days. So likewise, God is also being shown as holding palm leaves. Okay. Then in his right hand, he is showing like this. This is known as sin muttirai. Sin muttirai, that is called chit sign. Sign of jnanam. Sign of wisdom. What does it show as a matter of fact? So we must first of all we must understand what is the corresponding teaching, what is the relevant teaching that is being given by holding the hand like this. That is, we are having 5 fingers in our hand, the thumb, the index finger, and the center one, and then another finger. We used to wear rings and all here. You understand here? And then the third one is the tiny one, this finger. We are indicating, as a matter of fact, these 3 fingers represent the 3 malams. You understand? That is, the 3 fingers which denote Maya malam, the single tiny finger, Maya malam, and then the next one is the Kanma malam. The center one is called Anava malam, the ego, malam of ego. And then the index finger, it indicates the soul, and the final thumb indicates the Pati or the Lord. Okay. Now, if you just look at this, the thumb is away from all the 4. It is away from the 4, well away. Is it not? It is well away. Unga sangatame venante. It is well away from all these 4 fingers. This index finger is closely associated with these 3. What are they? Anavam, Kanmam, Mayai. Anavam, Kanmam, Mayai. There are some useful things that can be performed with the fingers, is it not? With these fingers. except the center one. Center one is not usually useful for anything. For anything. This we can wear the ring. This one of course is useful in the wedding and all. The groom and the bride, both of them will be holding only with these fingers. So likewise, all these fingers except the center one has some use. Each one has some use, but the center finger, even though it is the largest or the in height, it is the higher finger than any other finger. If you just see the index finger, which denotes the soul, always being associated with the Anavam, Kanvam, Maya. Now what he teaches is the soul, the finger, instead of associating with these three fellows, it should get away from them and slowly bend towards the thumb, slowly bend towards. Once it slowly bends and comes towards the index finger will also take the initiative to reach the index finger. The thumb will also try to reach the index finger. It will come up, it will go down, it will come up. This is coming up, this is going down, and they touch each other. Now the index finger is also away from the other three fingers and gets a close contact with the thumb. What does it show? The soul has departed from the three malams and associates with the padi. It touches means it has reached the padi. It does indicate that the index finger slowly comes down and it reaches the thumb, and touches it means it has reached the thumb, it has reached the Almighty. So the soul comes down and reaches the Almighty only if it leaves the three impurities. These three are represented by three impurities. This one is represented by the soul, and this one is the Almighty. So instead of the soul being in close contact with these three malams, it should come away from them and reach the Almighty. This is called Jnana Muttirai, otherwise wisdom sign, and it is being shown by the Lord Shiva. So he locks down with his eyes his students and transfers this knowledge to the students. Always the God expects to get away from the impurities. If you just take care that if you ensure yourself that you are away from the bad, then it is very sure that you are away from the suffering. Always think about good. Always be in the proximity of good. Always associate with the good. Then naturally the good will take care of you, and it will see to it that you never suffer out of the bads, evils. So this is being preached by Lord Dakshinamurti. Lord Dakshinamurti is preaching his students by way of showing the sign without uttering any word or any saying. The preaching was transferred through his eyes. Through his eyes he locked them and captured their wisdoms and transferred the knowledge from him to the students. That's how the transfer is going on. Even nowadays you can see the very strong guru student relationship. Of course, there are a lot of examples we may cite. They are available even now. For the strongest relationship between the mentor and student. Guru Sida Uravu. By way of looking of the Guru, the student will be able to understand what Guru thinks, what Guru wants, how he wants it, when he wants it. All these details will be received by the student even without uttering a word by the Guru. There are a lot of instances we may cite. So, if the relationship is very strong, between the Guru and the student, no words will be useful between them. Why at all we must waste our energy by talking? See, if you talk, if you shout, if you sing, you are wasting a lot of energy. As a matter of fact, these actions consume a lot of energy out of you. You understand? If you talk, you spend some energy. If you shout, again, lot of energy. There is the vital difference between talking and shouting because energy levels are different. If you sing, the energy level again different. If you talk, if you shout, if you sing, energy levels are not the same. Energy levels are not the same. You will be spending a lot of energy. But if you go to a Guru, Guru should also want to, he will also want to transfer lot of energy. The information is nothing but a form of energy. You must understand that information or knowledge or wisdom, it is only a form of energy. So, God, the Lord imparts to the students that the most transfer of energy happens when they don't talk or conversation ceased. If there is a conversation between Guru and students, transfer of knowledge will be there, but your minimal level. But if this is a mentor, if the teacher and the students are not talking, they are not listening, he is not talking, they are not listening, but still the transfer of knowledge is going on, means it will go on with a high energy level. That is why Dakshinamurti doesn't speak. It indicates that speech is not necessary for transfer of knowledge. And also transfer of knowledge, if you want it to be rapid and more in quantum wise, then talking and listening will not serve the purpose. Talking and listening will serve the purpose only if the transfer of knowledge is minimal, is little. Think of 8 hours a day sitting over listening, teachers preaching. Do you think that the students will get lot of wisdom and knowledge? No, not at all. It is not possible. Energy level as time grow will also go down as time grow. At 10 o'clock, the energy level of listening and teaching will be at the maximum. At about 4 o'clock in the evening, it will come to the minimum level. All teachers will know this fact. All academicians, they understand, they will be aware, they are aware of all these facts. But if you want to transfer the knowledge without talking or without listening, if you want to transfer the knowledge, then the standard of teacher and the standard of students should also be like that. Then only this type of transfer is possible. So, the maximum knowledge transfer is being indicated by the Dakshinamurti. As a matter of fact, the Dakshinamurti deity indicates the potential energy. It is actually the energy, the potential energy form. Nataraja, as a matter of fact, it's a kinetic energy. So, in science, people say that potential energy and kinetic energy, their sum is the always same. Potential energy plus kinetic energy is always same. So, the form of potential energy is Dakshinamurti. The energy in its highest form, static form, the energy in the highest static form, its transfer is only like this. The students are how can we say that? They are scholars. Sanagar, Sanandanar, Sanadanar, Sanarkumar, all these 4 students are wise, intelligent, and they are experts in Vedam and connected legends. Understand? So, such a profound knowledgeable students were, as a matter of fact, were sitting before Lord Shiva for the transfer of knowledge. So, please understand the concept of the Dakshinamurti is Kallalin Pudai Amardu Nanmare Arangam Mudal Katra Kelvi Vallargal Nalvarukkum. Understand? Kallalin Pudai Amardu Nanmare Arangam Mudal Katra Kelvi நான்மறை ஆரங்கம் முதல் கற்ற கேள்வி வல்லார்கள் நால்வருக்கும். This explains the maturity of the 4 students. The students are so matured. For these students, the Lordship teaches not by words. Not by words. Vakiranda Puranamai. But still it is complete. Marikappalai, Ellamai, Alladumai. It's a very interesting poem composed by Paranjodiyar in Thiruvilayadal Puranam. This explains the status of Lord Dakshinamurti. So, if you sit before Dakshinamurti and if you are competent enough and if you are capable of receiving, he transfers knowledge even today. Don't think that it is only a simple stone deity. But if you can sit before him and if you realize the real purpose of this deity, then the transfer of knowledge is still possible. The only thing is you have to elevate yourself. and you have to make yourself fit enough to receive the energy. So you understand everything is in the form of energy within you, not by data. Nothing is available in our wisdom as data. All of them are energy levels. You understand? So these energy levels are properly tapped and tapped. You understand? By the Lordship. So the Dakshinamurti, the concept, the principles, the truths behind such a deity, you cannot find in any other religion such a state. You cannot find anywhere in this world or in this universe such a meaningful representation of the deity. We must understand, people are asking so many questions, why your God is Dakshinamurti, why your God is Nadarajar, why your God is Pishadanar, why your God is Somaskandar. All these questions are being asked by people without any wisdom at all. Such foolish questions, thinking that they are foolish, they are thinking themselves as wise people and thinking that people who are worshipping or giving us the principles of these deities are fools. They think themselves they are genius and others as fools. You understand? They should be able to understand why the concept, the principle, the truth behind such a form of deity. Sit before Dakshinamurti, concentrate, bring down all your ego, think only about his fame, about his greatness. Look at his feet, then slowly rise your sight to his Sinmutire. Concentrate there and never look anywhere. If your concentration is going on like this, then you will see that the deity is trying to teach you something. You get the confidence that I can get some knowledge out of this. He is going to teach me that. I will make myself fit enough. I will make myself deserving to receive the message from him. Sit before him, chant before him. If you are not able to get the concentration quickly, then chant 5-letter mantra, going on chanting it. Look at him without closing your eyes. Don't close your eyes before the deity. If you close your eyes, why do you sit before the deity itself? Don't close your eyes before sitting if you sit before a deity, if you sit before a portrait, don't close your eyes. It is better to sit before a statue instead of a painting. Statue is 3-dimensional, painting is only 2-dimensional. So the true climate or circumstantial favorable climate cannot be reached immediately, but whereas if you sit before Dakshinamurti, and preferably if you sit before Dakshinamurti in any temple, because they would have followed their real values before installing Dakshinamurti, that Mandira Shakti will be playing on you. Sit before him, chant before him, elevate your ideas before him, concentrate before him, then definitely Dakshinamurti will teach you something. You understand? If Dakshinamurti's level is very high for you, then definitely he will pick up some Dakshinamurti and will send him to you. That's what happened for Thai Manavar. You understand? That's what happened. He was sitting before Dakshinamurti, asking him for preaching. Oh my Lord Dakshinamurti, preach me. Oh my Lord Dakshinamurti, give me Upadesam. That's what his prayer. His prayer was only like that. So he was sitting like this for days together, months together. One fine morning, a guru was sent by Lord Dakshinamurti, and he, as a matter of fact, that guru called Mauna Guru is just a replica of Dakshinamurti. Except that the crescent was not found in his head, or the Ganges was not found in his head. Otherwise, he is almost like a Siva. As if Siva has come to life and he is coming as a human being, Mauna Guru came to Thai Manavan. So please understand the power of Dakshinamurti. Don't think that it is just a statue or it is just a painting that we are looking at. Our ancestors will not give us like that. Don't think that your time will be wasted sitting before him, chanting before him, and also the focusing of your attention from the worldly things is very easy if you sit before Dakshinamurti. If you want to focus your attention, if you want to increase your concentration, then the deity preferred is Lord Dakshinamurti. If you are interested in getting Upadesam, if you are getting interested in being led by a guru, then sit before Dakshinamurti and make a request, looking at his eyes, looking at his palm and looking at his feet. Get entangled yourself with any one of these three. Shift your sight from the feet to the eyes one by one. Sit there, concentrate there, get away from the worldly activities, lose your thoughts, loosen your thoughts and lose yourself in the Prapancham, and one day or other, definitely I can assure you that Lord Dakshinamurti will give you the suitable and needed reward. With this, I want to close this session, and once again we will meet next Saturday 24th at about 2:30 to continue our lecture on the deities of the holy deities of Lord Shiva. Okay, now once again it is time for me to thank the Qatar couple, Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan. They will be bestowed upon with the blessings of Lord Shiva, because their intention has to be appreciated, because they expect even people not well versed with the Tamil should be able to understand the basics of Saivam. So that is why they took this initiative and they requested me to continue these lectures. And we have been discussing for 1 or 2 years, and we are now discussing about the deities of Saivam. Please, if you are able to appreciate this, then kindly pass on the information. Share the information with your kith and kin, with your relatives, with your friends, so that they will be also able to listen to it, and they will be also able to get information, useful information, and they will be led in the correct path by the Lordship. Okay, now let me finish this session with the 5-letter mantra chanted 5 times. Kindly follow me. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Trichitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோஹரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.